Hi, my name is Michael Grande, and this is my first business YouTube channel. I've had YouTube channels and done YouTube channels and interviews for years, but this is my first business-oriented YouTube channel. I just started a company called Outside Our Box. It's basically thinking outside our box, and the reason why I want to bring this story and shed some light on my story is to help you, a startup entrepreneur. Most entrepreneurs have no idea, especially if it's the beginning part of their journey. They have no idea what they're going to face in terms of obstacles. And what I'd like to do is at least try to tell you what those obstacles are and help you go through them without going through all of the barriers that it takes to actually become successful. My story started over 20 years ago. I was a music coach in Brooklyn, New York, and I moved out to Staten Island, and I decided to work for other music schools there. I was a teacher in Brooklyn, but coming to Staten Island, I didn't have any students, and I had a full-time job. I decided maybe I should just work for another music school, and that's exactly what I did. And I learned that music lessons on Staten Island were a lot different than Brooklyn. I should say the way I taught music lessons in Brooklyn was different than it was on Staten Island. And I decided to open up my own music school. And this was over 20 years ago. So I opened up the school, and I thought, because I was such a great musician and everybody knew me in Brooklyn, that if I opened my doors, everybody would just flock and want to learn how to play guitar or drums or bass or piano or sing. And I was taken back because, yeah, we had a couple of students, but the doors were not, knocking themselves down and people weren't signing themselves up. It was very difficult. I must say it was a struggle. And I did that for a couple of years, and the reason why I wanted to bring that to light was because as a brand new entrepreneur, we face challenges and we think we know it all. And believe me, I thought I knew it all, but I'm a little bit more humble now because I really don't think I know it all anymore. But what I did was, after 2 years, I was considering closing my school down. It was a late Saturday night, the family was in bed, and I'm at my kitchen table looking at my bills. The month was over and rent was due and payroll had to be ran and bills had to be paid and I wasn't getting paid. And I had three options, basically. Well, one option of the three was I could try to sell my music school, but who's buying a music school that is failing? It's not making any money, it wasn't profitable. Well, my second option is well, what if I just closed my business down? And doing that would have meant the end of my entrepreneurial journey. And the last one was, well, what if I just figure it out? Maybe I could just go out and hire a business coach, because I certainly have no idea what I was doing. And that was the actual, I should say, two choices that I had, which was one was, go out and find a great business coach or just close the school down. So needless to say, I actually hired a business coach. And the first thing that my business coach asked me was who my ideal customer was. And I thought my ideal customer was, a 12-year-old child who wanted to learn how to play guitar or piano or bass, drums, or sing. And that's who I thought my client was. And he asked me my second question, or the second question. He says, all right, Mike, well, if that's the case, is that client paying you with cash or credit? And I laughed. I said, they're not paying me with cash or credit. He goes, oh, let me guess. They're basically breaking the bank, that they all the money they made with their lemonade stands, and they actually cash it in for music lessons. And I laughed. I said, no, that's not it at all. I said, what they're doing is their parents are bringing them in. Parents are paying for them. And he said to me, that's the point, Mike. You're missing your ideal customer. My ideal customer, sure, it was what I thought, a 12-year-old child wanting to learn an instrument, but my message was to them, not to the parents who were bringing them in to learn how to play a musical instrument. And that was the key. And I promised myself, if my business made it, my goal was to help other businesses find their ideal customers, their clients, before it's too late. And that's super important. So that's what this YouTube channel is all about. And we can start by this. What industry are you in, and who do you think your ideal customer is? And that's what this podcast is going to be about. This YouTube channel is going to be all about, and how I can give back to the community. Because now, 20 some odd years later, my businesses are thriving. I have 3 music schools, hundreds of students, and I've touched tens of thousands of lives. Thankfully, I had a business coach to help me, and here I am to help you. So stay tuned.